Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through a couple of factoring problems from start to finish. So we're going to first create a box. Let me get a marker. So we'll create a box, cut it into 4s, and then whatever your first term is goes into the first box, and then whatever the last term is goes into the bottom right corner. Make sure that that sign stays here, so if that was minus 30, you'd have to put negative 30. Then you just take your first number, which is 1, times your last number, and we get 30. And then just list out every multiple of 30. So make sure that they go together. So 30 times 1, 15 times 2, 10 times 3, and 6 times 5. So once you get those listed, we've got to think, okay, these all are going to multiply to give me 30, but I need to find the combination that will add to give me this middle value, the 11. So 30 plus 1, that's 31. 15 plus 2, that's 17. 10 plus 3, that's 13. 6 plus 5, that's 11. So that right there is what's going to fill in these other boxes. Because remember, when we were multiplying, when we pulled these two values out, we added them together. So we're going to write 6x and 5x because those are the two factors. And then to actually factor, we just find the greatest common factor between the rows and columns. So if we go across, x squared and 6x, the GCF would just be x, and we write that on the outside. 5x and 30, the GCF would be 5. X squared and 5x, the GCF is x. And then 6x and 30, the GCF is 6. And then your final answer, you go along the sides and the top and you say, okay, x plus 5 is one factor, and then x plus 6 is the other, and you're done. If we do this one right here, very, very similar, but the difference here is we have positive and a negative. And remember, we need our values to multiply to give me the last number, add to give me the first. So when we're doing this, we'll create our box. We've got 20 and x squared. We do first number times last number, and we get 20. And we're going to say, okay, that's 20 times 1, 10 times 2, and 5 times 4. But if you look here, since they need to add to a negative, this means that all of these numbers are actually going to be negative. Since they're multiplying to a positive, they have to both be the same sign. Add to a negative, they're both negative. So negative 20 plus negative 1 is negative 21. And you don't necessarily have to write these out, but this is what you're doing in your head. Negative 10 plus negative 2 is negative 12. We're done because we found them. We don't even need to worry about the last one. So negative 10x, negative 2x, and then find the GCF. So we've got x, negative 2. If we're going down this column, we have x, negative 10. So our final factorization would be x minus 2 and x minus 10.